So, first ever marathon, no training, no marathon training, and we're going to do sub 4 hours. You need to come along for the ride. I'll let you know what's going on in here and what's been going on in here. That was my stomach, actually. That was probably a bit weird. I meant stomach, yeah, it's going on in there. I'll let you know what fuel we've had, what strategy we're doing, and how have we done it with no marathon training. So, I'll see you on road. Let's go. Welcome to my marathon. So we're 3 kilometres in. I wanted to pick you up when got a few of the hilly bits out way, we're settled in. Yeah, we're feeling alright now. Weirdly, a little bit of stiffness in my lower calf. I think that'll just go away. I've not done many runs this week. I've done one, it was a 5k, bit of a leg loosener with some strides. So I think I ain't done a warm up for this marathon just because I'm not going at a fast pace. It's not a race. So I think that's all it is. As I'm talking now, it's starting to feel a bit better actually. So the why are we doing this? No marathon training. I'm gonna go sub 4 hours. It's just the way that I do things with the distance. It's my way and I like it. Throw myself in deep end and get it done. So yeah, sounds a bit clickbaity with no training. Obviously, I've had training. You know, if you watch channel, I race up to a half marathon. This, what we're doing now, this is not a race. I'm just doing a marathon, getting body over line, but it'll be done in sub 4 hours. Saying it will be, I hope it will be. So, I think to get it done in under sub 4 hours, we need to be averaging about 5:45, 5:50 per kilometre. We're currently averaging a 5:21. Plenty in pocket. I might even pick it up a little bit, but I don't want to be too greedy. So yeah, but why not do training and build yourself up easily like most people do? I don't know, it's just the way that I do it. So when I eventually did my first 5k, I stuck at that for a long time, did a few 6s and 7s, but then when I decided I want to move up to 10k, I just threw myself in. I made myself go out there and do a 10k. If you can do a 5k, you can do a 10k. You just do it at a slower pace. And exactly the same, once I'd mastered 10k, I'd gone a bit further on an odd session, 13, 14k. And then it was Boxing Day, so I'm doing a half marathon. I literally just got up and did it. What a great time. What a great time for me. That weren't the aim of it. It were a 1 hour 53, and I'm not dissing anybody that's struggling to do that. For me, I knew that weren't a great time, but it weren't a race. It would get body over line. Let's see what I can do. Let's see what we've got to work with. And I've been doing half marathon for a while, been crushing it. PB in half marathon, 98 minutes 34 seconds. That's racing it flat out. So then, you know, marathon had been calling me for a while, but I just didn't want to do it. I weren't interested. I knew I could do it, but I just weren't bothered. Now I'm bothered. Now shit's getting real. Let's do the marathon. So this is one of them sessions. Let me get the body over the line. Let me see what I've got to do. Let me see what I've got to play with. So let's get boxed off in under 4 hours. And we'll see how we can improve it from there. So that's the why. Why am I doing it? No, I'm not mad. I might be a little bit, I don't know. But yeah, so we've had some training, 5k, 10k, half marathon. You know, we do speed sessions to cover that distance. We do that to cover the 5s, the 10s and the halves and whatever in between. Never gone over 21.095 kilometres before, but today's the day. We do the 42.195. I'll pick you up a bit further in. So we're just going through about 3.5k at minute. Probably pick you up about 8, 9, 10k. Talk about hydration, what we've got on our feet, that sort of stuff. I'll let you know what's going through my head throughout it. I can't see there being any issues up to, you know, 21, 22k. More than comfortable with that distance, but things are going to start changing from there on. I'll let you know how I've hydrated the first half marathon and what I normally do in a half marathon. Talk about the first half marathon and whatnot. And now we're going to sort out the second half. That's going to be uncharted territory, if you like, deep space. I just hope I'm not ringing me missus. Houston, we have a problem, rescue me. And just for reference, the name's not Houston. Be a bit weird if it were, I think. But if your name is Houston, no offence, it's not weird, it's perfectly fine. And if you're not seen a Apollo 11, you'll need to watch it to get the joke. But yeah, hopefully no problems. We're going to learn some stuff about Arsene today as well. Probably learn what's important and what it takes to get through a sub 4 hour marathon and become a marathoner. I'll see you in a bit. So we've just gone through 8 kilometres, feeling alright. We've slowed down a bit. Last kilometre we're at 5:38. We're averaging at 5:32, I'm sound with that. No danger at all. Could turn it up, could turn it down. It's all about getting it done, body over line, in sub 4 hour. I'm happy at this pace. I was thinking about a 5:13 at start. I might turn it up, we don't know. Pretty good at this pace. So, get rid of these flappy headphones. Nutrition. What I normally do in an half marathon is a carb up night before. Pasta, garlic bread, pizza, garlic bread, chips, that sort of stuff. It's one good thing about a runner, carbing up day before a race. When I'm saying I carb up before an half marathon, I'm talking about a race, a normal training session. I don't. Unless I'm going at some sort of pace. So I'll carb up night before, which I did for this, heavily carved up. Pizza, garlic bread, chips, sort of jazz, some chocolates, chocolate milk. I treated myself. I made sure I went absolutely busting. So morning when I got this morning, nice and carved up. Didn't even really feel like breakfast, but I did. I had a banana and a coffee. We're in a half marathon race, banana, coffee, and I forced myself to have a bit of porridge or jam on toast, something like that as well. But I didn't, you know what, I just didn't feel like the jam on toast or something this morning. So I'm trying to mimic my half marathon routine for a race or at race pace for what I'm trying to do with the marathon. But I'm going to obviously do the marathon at a slower pace, but I'm still going to take the similar nutrition to what I do at a half marathon at race pace. So then for half marathon, before I go at race, I'll down a litre of water off at space for about an hour with some sugar in, like a few electrolytes, sugary drink, Lucozade, and then I'll take hydration powder, about 400 ml of water in with an electrolyte in, and that's what I've got in here. I've got 700 ml of water with an electrolyte in. I've done dosage right, don't panic before you start commenting. So I've got a supply of water in here, some electrolytes in. And on a half marathon race, I have 3 gels. I have one before I set off, one at about 7k, one at about 14k. And for this, I brought 3 gels. So I'm not going to be running at the same intensity. So I'm hoping that's going to be alright. I had one at 5k, didn't really need it, but I wanted to have something in me because I'd not had that jam on toast. So yeah, feel fine with that. I've been swinging on the water with electrolytes, just whenever I feel my mouth going dry, just to wet me whistle. Didn't necessarily need a drink. And then what I've done is I brought some Ritz crackers with me, full of carbs, and I bought a couple of Kinder Hippos. So it's the light wafer with a load of chocolate in, just in case I do need that extra va-va-voom. But even if I don't, I think I'm gonna have a nibble on them anyway, just to see how they are. These runs like this, training, are ideal for testing hydration. I thought Kinder Hippos would be alright actually. Nice and light, bit of chocky in and any excuse really. So yeah, that's what we've done, nutrition and hydration wise. When you've had a gel as well, I was trying to consume some water or electrolytes with it, just so it sits a bit better. But yeah, feeling alright. At the minute I just feel like a captain in charge of a plane. Load of operating systems to manage. My legs, my feet, my hydration, my nutrition, heart rate, head, distance, and we're all good. Everything's all good at the minute. That's why when I'm doing this bit of a slower pace, 5:35 averaging, sorry, last one was a 5:35 averaging a 5:32, I'm not concerned. I'd like to have gone a bit quicker, but we're still going to do the sub 40 at this, and everything's feeling good. So yeah, it's a get the body over the line session, but it's still a training session, so we don't want to do any damage, and we want to make sure we're in a good place to train next week still. Yeah, I'll have a few days off, but if I race it, I'm probably going to write my week off. So yeah, feeling good. I think we've just tipped over into 9k, so we're just over a fifth of the way there, and I think we may end up needing a pit stop. I don't want to stop. By that I mean a splash and dash. We've had a lot of hydration before, and we've got 700 ml in here. It's going to be anywhere from 3 hours 40 to 4 hours. And if I do that, I'm not stopping, watch, pausing it. It counts, and it will be a splash and dash. Few seconds, whip him out. Say let him be sick then. That'd be weird. Not that sort of channel. Not what I meant. Might edit that out. Let him, you know, we can say we. Back in and off. Splash and dash pit stop. So if you watch Formula 1 and that sort of stuff, this could be a one-stop strategy. We're hoping for no stops, but everything's feeling good. Captain's happy. Let's get after it. I'll see you in a bit. It's going past 16 kilometres now. Just dropped a really slow kilometre. We're going uphill, but I felt like I needed a little bit of a breather. It's on a 5:52, but we're averaging 5:33. To be honest, I might have made a slight error here, a bit of an oversight. So I brought 3 gels out with me because that's what I normally use on an half marathon race pace. And I did say if I'm doing a steady half marathon, I don't need any. But the steady ones are like 6:15 kilometres where I'm doing a 2:10 or a 2 hour half. This is a bit quicker, we're averaging at like 5:33. So I just thought the gels, you'd only need them if you're going flat out, but it's not. It's about the duration that you're running. We've been running for an hour and 30 minutes, and I need a second gel, I think. So that's fine. I've got the Kinder Hippos as well, but I've maybe underestimated this marathon a little bit. I think we're good for it. We're not calling to Houston for any problems yet. A little bit of rubbing in my left arch. Now I think that's the Alpha Fly 2s. So I am wearing some carbons just for that extra protection. Just these are my marathon shoes, my half marathon shoes. And I've had them on for about 6, maybe 5, 6, 7 sessions and races. And one of them, when I set my half marathon PB, I had the most chronic blisters afterwards. Honestly, they were like a meteor hit my foot. Made a hole. Now I wore normal socks. Don't know why, it's a stupid mistake. I normally wear my running socks with a bit of padding in, and I've not done it. So I'll put it down to that. But I have put a bit of where my arch is, where I got the blisters, put a bit of padding in and taped up with some medical tape, and then put my sock on just in case. Hope was wrong, because I do not want to be DNFing this or aborting it or stopping at my house for a pair of trainers. And I've done this marathon as a loop on purpose. In case I do get into any difficulties halfway around at half marathon mark, I do run past my house, and that's for, you know, if anything like dire, rather than DNFing it, I can stop and do what I need to do, change my shoes. We're not going to be doing any of that, we're good. But yeah, I've got a bit of padding in. I can just feel a little bit of rubbing on my left arch. Not major, but yeah, maybe slightly underestimated this. Because now normally at 16, well at 16.5k closing on 17, I know we finished in 5k, so I'm shoveling rest at fuel in. I ain't got to pace it as much anymore. Just got 5k, just got a part run left. Empty tank, you're good. And now, you know, I've been at this distance loads of times at a way faster pace, but it's because my brain and my body knows what's got ahead of it as well, what it's got ahead of it. What are we, a third of the way there? Yeah, it's getting a bit real now. Still feeling alright, I can still feel hydration pack slugging about. All operating systems seem good. Yeah, 16.7k. I'm on familiar tarmac, nice and smooth here. We're going to go down a downhill section in a minute for a few k. Have a bit of a breather there, take a bit of water on, crack a gel open. Been running past my house in a few k, starting second loop. I'll pick you up when we're into the second half at marathon. So yeah, we're at 17k now. I'll probably try and pick you up about 22, 23k. We'll have a chat there, see how we're getting on. See you in a bit. Kilometre 23 just approaching. Yeah, get rid of them. Last kilometre we're at 5:09, averaging 5:30. I went through first half marathon in a 1 hour 56. Feel alright, I've started to feel a bit better actually. I'm hoping this second half of Mazda is going to be quicker. I really feel like now there's a challenge at hand and I've got a shift to do. This is uncharted territory. We're in deep space, or deep shit, one at two. But yeah, I'm feeling alright. I've picked pace up, last number of 5:07. Last few have been around 5:05 to 5:10. No reason. Legs just wanted to move a bit quicker. I'd stayed at about a 5:30 for about 10k-ish, I think. And my legs started to like, if I went any slower, I felt like they were seizing. I went any faster, they were seizing. So I put a bit of a spurt on and I felt comfortable, and we just stayed at about 5:07, 5:10. So I'm just going with it. If I can get second half of the marathon in quicker, I'll be an happy lad. I still don't know if it's on sub 4 hour. I thought it was going to be easy this. I genuinely did. I still don't regret throwing myself at deep end. I stand by it. If you can do a 5k, you can do a 10. If you can do a 10, you can do an half. If you do an half, you can do a marathon. Well, we'll see about that. Left arch ain't got any worse. Still rubbing a little bit, but I've got like a bandage sort of support on arch, because I think I'd have been getting a blister from these alpha flies again, so I'm glad I've put one of them on either side. But yeah, we're in business end of it now. I don't know how I'm going to feel in another 10k, sort of taking it in, listening to a few 90s bangers. But yeah, I'll pick you up in about another 8k in a bit. Welcome to kilometre 28. Yeah, it's getting tough now. My legs are feeling like they're starting to seize a bit, which I'm feeling a little bit disappointed about, but it is what it is. Bit of a calf pain, no major. I've had to have about 10 massive swigs at hydration pack. My back's soaking. Last kilometre at 5:43, we're averaging about 5:30. So yeah, I think we're just having a minute. We might pick it back up soon, but I'm just going with whatever feels alright at the minute. I've had my last gel. I didn't feel like I needed it, but because I was chugging on loads of water, I thought this is a good time, because you want your gels with a bit of hydration. I don't know how much water I've got left, so I thought I'll have the gel so I don't want to end up properly hitting a wall. If I hit a wall, I'm hitting it back, or if wall hits me, I'm hitting it back. You get me? But yeah, stuff's getting real now. Probably going to pick you up in late 30s. I don't want to do much talking now. My brain's telling me to stop. You know, there'll be some of you thinking it's not a good idea doing this, and I get it. Should train for a marathon. It's just the way that I do it. I drop my standing deep end and see what I've got. I genuinely don't know if sub 4's on. At the minute I don't feel that bothered about doing sub 4, I just want to get it up at line. I'll see you a bit later on. Hello from kilometre 33, it's not good. Last kilometre at 5:45, we're averaging 5:32, so I don't give a shit what's going on now with time. I want to stop. We're not gonna. My mind knows we're not going to stop, and my body knows we're not going to stop. So I'm middleman in this. I'm relying on them two working together to get me home. My legs are so stiff and fatigued, it's unreal. I've never had it like it. I slowed down to cross the road a minute ago and just drop into a slower pace. It felt horrible. So God knows what it's going to feel like when I stop this. That's where pain's going to be. Feet are feeling alright. Little bit of rubbing on left arch, but no major. I get that on street flies sometimes. Sometimes there's a tiny blister, but no. That bit of padding I've put in's helped loads. A couple of toenails are hurting. I don't really want to speak though. I'm out of water. About 9 kilometres left, or 8 and a bit now. I could do with a drink. I've not took any more food. I've just had them 3 gels and 700 ml of water. Could have done with more water. Note to self. Yeah, it's tough as out. I just want to stop. I'll try and pick you up near and you can get me over at line. I'll take you over, I'll try and pick you up at 40 odd kilometres. I don't even know whether I'm on target for sub 4, if I'm honest. I say now I don't care, but when I'm soaking in bath later I will be so. But this is about what pace I've got, whatever I'm doing. I'll see you in a bit. So wheels are falling off at 36k. I am absolutely struggling, my back's killing, my legs are killing. We're on 37k. Got a park run left to do. That's it, that's why I'm thinking about it. I am, honestly, I stopped for about 5 seconds at a lamppost to stretch my back out. It was the worst thing I did, because my legs were just vibrating and shaking, my hips were killing. So it was less painful to keep running. I didn't need to stop because of my legs, I needed to stop to my back. I wanted to straighten my back out, but I didn't realise how much pain my legs were in. Fucking hell. Honestly, I just ran past my house as well. And I so wanted to just go in and get a drink and thought, oh, I'll get a drink. I weren't intending on DNFing. I'll get a drink, sort myself out and finish it off. And they were like, I was like, no way. You can't do that in a marathon. Not in a race. This is about getting it done. This is about getting it done. I don't feel well at all. I thought this was going to be a lot easier than what it was. Obviously I knew it was going to be hard. Transition from going to 5 to 10k, difficult. 10k to half marathon, fairly difficult. Half marathon to marathon, you know, that's next level, that. So I get it why people do training now for this, but again, I don't regret my strategy. I don't even know if I'll make it to marathon, never mind sub 4. It could all just go at any minute. I'll crawl home if I have to. My feet are killing, toenails are hurting, my hips are killing. I need a drink. I've done last 12k with no water, so I'm absolutely dying for a drink. I'll see it finish. I'm just entering kilometre 41 and I want it to be over. This has been horrible. Last 7k felt like a marathon. It's saying I can't describe how painful and awful and slow it took. It's done my last kilometre in a 6-minute kilometre, so that's the slowest one I've done. Just want it to end, my feet are killing. I need a drink, I'm absolutely gasping for a drink. It's gone past my house again. Just so difficult, legs are so fatigued. I don't feel like me saying I've got a stitch. It's a good job I didn't go off too fast, because I'd have been knackered. I'll see it finish. I've done it. 3 hour 56 minutes and some change and 59 seconds. I went a bit further than marathon, so it's probably more like a 3 hour 56 and about a 30. I'll put time up though, I don't care. See them puddles there? I could drink that now, honestly. I'm about a kilometre away from my house and I could drink that. Last 12-13k with no water, my legs feel like they're gonna fall off. That weren't fun. I didn't enjoy it. I don't know why. Maybe because I've chucked myself in at the deep end. I knew I could do it. I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, and I wanted to prove that I could do it in under 4 hours. It were hard. It's just how I feel now, that you know, when I've time to think about it, when I've re-hiked, as soon as I get in a litre of water, maybe some juice, protein shake, have a bath or a shower, whatever, start to feel normal, I'll probably appreciate it a bit more. Training session done. No medal or out for this one. This is it. But I never really fancied marathon distance before. Don't know why. Maybe it's something that'll grow on me in time. It was painful, it was difficult, but you know, did I expect it to be easy? I expected it to be easier than that because of the pace that I could do the half marathon at. But I didn't expect it to be that difficult. Not in a million years. That were really, really tough, that. Not to be underestimated. But if you can do a half, you can do a marathon. You do it at a slower pace. So I think my average pace, it averaged out at like a 5:40, I think, or a 5:35, somewhere along there. I ain't even got brain power to... Oh yeah, average pace 5:37. So my average pace in a half marathon at race pace is a 4:40. So it was nearly a minute slower. And I said I weren't racing this, but maybe I was because of how knackered I am at the end. Most of it was zone 2 and a bit of zone 3, but I couldn't have raced it. In fact, maybe me zone 2 in it is me racing it because I'm not used to that distance. If I'd have gone out at what I would have imagined a race pace for a marathon, I would have expected it to be like a 5:20, a 5:15 based on my half marathon being a 4:40 per kilometre pace. So if I'd have gone out Billy Big Balls at 5:15, 5:20, I'd have been shot. I wouldn't have done it, no way. So it's a good job I did it as a get the body over the line session. And if you are going to do this for the first time, going from a half, treat it as a get the body over the line session, go mega slow. I'll see you back at house when I've rehydrated. So I'm back at home, sorted my son out. You'll probably see at the end of that marathon there, I were absolutely finished, I think. I've learnt loads from doing that. It's just my way that I do things. I've got a baseline now, 3 hour 56 and 21 seconds official time, or official time, Strava time or whatever. Yeah, needed definitely, I did last 10-12k with no water. Definitely needed some water on there. That would have helped. There'd have probably been a bit more time in there, really. Average heart rate, 141 beats a minute. I were really, really happy with that. Zone 2, zone 3, most at work were done in. I certainly weren't pushing anywhere. Apart from end, it was just not pushing for pace. My legs were seizing up. That was the biggest issue. The last 7k, that was tough. It felt like an half marathon last 7k. I was just telling myself, warm up and a part run, warm up and a part run. So only have a 2k warm up and then part run. But yeah, it was difficult. My legs just seized up. I had pain in my hips. It was weird. I'd never had that before. So, you know, that lessons I've learned. More water. You know, in terms of gels and stuff, we were all right. 3 gels got job done. Obviously, when we start increasing pace, while I was going through there, I was thinking, I'm not a marathon runner. I don't want to do marathons anymore. This is, you know, that's just the demons in your head. When I look back at it now, it were a brutal slog, proper long haul flight, that one. Yeah, it were a lot more difficult than what I thought. Step up from half a marathon to marathons, different league. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I'll definitely start doing some marathon training. I'll start doing some marathon races. Not just yet. There's other stuff that I want to do, but I needed that baseline. I'll probably start extending my longer run. The only thing I weren't concerned about were my legs, and that were the thing that went. They just became stiff and like they were in concrete. They just didn't want to move. But yeah, listen, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this is not intended as advice or anything like that. This is just the way I do things. I throw myself in at deep end for a new distance. Like I say, if you can do a 5, you can do a 10. If you can do a 10, you can do an half. You can do an half, you can do a marathon. You just do it slower, and then you've got your centre baseline. That's the way that I do it. There's no wrong if you work your way up and do all different training. This is just my way of doing it. Now I will do, when I want to start conquering marathon or going for a better time, of course I'll do specific marathon training. Absolutely, definitely. But I've got a baseline. This is what I can do. Out of nowhere, this is what I can do. So I know, 3 hour 56 and 21 seconds. Really happy with that. Thanks very, very, very much for coming along. I appreciate it. 140 subbers. Last video, when we did that, we're on 102. We're on 140 now. Let's get after it. Let's get some more. Thank you for all messages on Strava. I really appreciate it. I like sharing, thumbs up and whatnot. You show me your workout, I'll look at yours. It's nice that other people are getting out there, getting fit and looking after themselves. Don't matter what times you're doing, as long as you're getting out there and getting it done, that's the main thing. All kind messages and comments on all previous videos, I really appreciate it. Just keep out there, keep on grinding, getting it done, getting your shift in. But thanks very much for coming along. It's really appreciated. But remember, don't miss your workout, don't miss your training, lace up and empty the tank, and I'll see you next time.